What's up, guys? I'm back for another backtesting session. 8th May, Thursday, 8:26 p.m. Let's do some backtesting and see how the market's moving. So let's play the drum session. Let's continue backtesting. Now let's start backtesting. So there was a small distraction, so let's remove the drawings. Can clear out the clutter. And let's go to the daily time frame. First of all, what we see, uptrend, very clear, undebatable. 2 hour. You can see that after this drop, market pushed higher. We got a break in structure, and moreover, when we go to the 1 hour, we can see that this was Friday at 3 in London session, so you can maybe see if market's about to push higher or retrace to this fair value gap and then push higher. So I think that was a bit of the analysis. I mean, there's no much in this, no much analysis on this, but I think that's how this chart is portraying it. Spend months and months learning stuff to do them in just minutes. I mean, that's a great thing. But anyways, so let's continue. We can see market's pushing a bit higher. Let's see how it goes anyways. So it's dropping a bit. We can see that if it reacts to this order block, then we can expect to buy. If it breaks it off and heads to this fair value gap, well and good, we can use this fair value gap. Okay, 15 minutes. You can see this order block is being respected, and currently don't see a fair value gap that has been retraced so that we can take a buy, but we might look for some confluence maybe on the 5 minute. Good fair value gap retraced. Consider how all these candles closed and opened above of this fair value gap, so right here. So this one would have been a good entry. You can take another one off of here though in this gap. So if we fast forward it a little bit, maybe a small retracement will make us enter. Let's see if it reaches there, and if it doesn't, no entry. This plane first. Well, it looks like it didn't. Okay, you can see now we've reached it, so now we can enter short. And we go to 15 minutes. You can target some like this high right here, and you can see that the fair value gap is in here as well. Go to the 30 minute. It's another fair value gap being retested right here. So this will be our trade, but we would try to close it under this fair value gap or at the open of this candle somewhere right here, and then play the trade and see. So let's go to the 5 minute. Let me save this screen. Okay. So stop out, but it continues to push higher or lower. Let's see. PM session is kind of choppy now. Okay, looks like our session is over. Let's create a new one starting from Friday 26th May at 4 p.m. Friday 26th May. Okay, date. Oh, it's a difference of almost 8 years. I think we can backtest all of that and finish it. I mean, we can try and do it. So let's continue putting in the work. It will be from session. Okay, let's look for a new naming convention. Session 1. Create session, and I think I'll remove this one, and I will play this one. Let's see how this trade was going. We can see that there's liquidity generation right here, relatively equal lows, which means it might come down to this level. I forgot to add some other commodities. Okay, maybe we'll be doing the 900, but I might add others. Okay. Wow. So you can see that it even pushed higher. So what did we miss? Wrong fair value gap, wrong stop loss placement maybe, because you can see after filling this gap, market pushed crazily. So I think maybe our stop loss was pressed wrongly. So should we place it somewhere here? And that would be so crazy. I mean, 1-to-1. Or we could enter at the midpoint of the fair value gap. That's also possible. If the trade reaches the midpoint, I mean, sometimes it doesn't. So, and you never have guarantee that it does. So, except if you enter somewhere like here, and then your stop loss is somewhere a few pips below, so that you can get at least a 1-to-2 somewhere. Where had we targeted before? I think it's this high. And so to get a 1-2-3 at least somewhere right here, and you can see that this one would be safe. But what gives you the guarantee that you should wait for the midpoint? I don't know. Let me know what you think. All right, let's continue. So this one was a loss. Stopped out right here, entered somewhere here, TP somewhere here. Let's download this image, and I guess that's what we learned from this trade. Alright, so download image. Okay, so going back to our higher time frame, we can see that market is still in an uptrend, and maybe it will fill this gap and then continue to push higher. So let's continue. I've taken a short break, and we can see we have a new week open gap, and this will be filled to the midpoint as well. Let's see if you can get an entry off of it, even though the entry might be in London session. Let's see if we see a setup, then we can take it. 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Okay. Fair value gap, small retest, good entry. Okay, another fair value gap, another retest, so we can enter, I guess. Even your A++ setups might not win, guys. You have to keep that in mind. Even your A+++ setups can't be losers. So never be too attached to a trade. Let's play this one. Wow, massive drop. Anyways, why isn't it reaching TP already? Wants to stop me out. Let's see. I'll be like the guy saying, oh, the market maker is against me. Well, let's see. Have we reached the midpoint? Nope, not yet. But it looks like we're stopped out already. I thought we all stopped out. Okay, now we're stopped out. But there is a good consolidation in here. And this be some trend line liquidity? I don't think so. But this one will be some trend line liquidity. So this is a loser. This consolidation. Are we in New York session rate yet? Nope. New York will start right here. By the way, I think I'll be backtesting the DAX index as well. I found that it has very good opportunities. In fact, that's what we will backtest tomorrow after the small recording of today's backtesting session. So what do we get by the start of New York? A sweep of this London low. And after that, do we got a shift? You can see this sweep right here. Wow, it continued to drop, so we can shift our bias. Now this high has been taken out before the open of New York. A shift, fair value gap. Maybe we can retrace to it and see if we can get a sale to this trend line liquidity and maybe reach this midpoint. So let's fast forward a little bit. I think we did touch it though. Okay, these weeks are really crazy. They're not giving us any solid confirmation. I just want something to go higher than this week and then we can enter. Okay, we can still sell no matter what. If we place a sell position right here on this week, maybe we stop loss here, and this line right here is where our TP would be here. But will it actually reach there? I guess we'll never know. Let's play it out and see. Okay, nice one. TP hit. The indecision candles again. Let's download this image as well for the journal. And after this move, you can maybe look for another trade as well. I mean, this trade, how long did it take? Just almost an hour, 55 minutes. The ideal time I would like the trades I take to be taking. So you can see a drop to this volume imbalance, and that's when maybe I'd shift my bias to bullish depending on what the market will be showing me. So before the PM session arrives, let's see how it will be going. So looks like the PM session might be bullish. I'll go to the 15-minute maybe. Okay, we can see something classic right here. A sweep, fair value gap retest, small one inside here, small fair value gap retest inside here, fair value gap retest. Okay, and this is on the 15 minutes. So when we go to the 5-minute, you can see it a bit more clearly. So I guess we can take a buy off of this. A risky buy, risky long. So stop loss under the gap, and should we target those highs before the day ends? I'm not really sure. Let's target this small order block in here, maybe like 1 to 2. Yeah, I think this is it, because if when we go to the 30-minute, we can see. So this is where we can get a good image. So let's go to 15 now and play it. Whoa, we started off with a good push, filled this gap, then dropped heavily. So another small loss. Looks like we are filling this gap to the fullest now, because the new day opened right at the end of the gap, somewhere here, yeah. It opened in here, then dropped right in the safeness. So let's play it and see. So it kept dropping and dropping. Can look for cells. Looking for cells. Looking for cells. Market maker model. In the process, you can see a market maker model. Where are we seeing a market maker model? Somewhere here. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. So you might expect it to reach into this other block and then push higher. So let's remove these images and look at it clearly on the 4-hour. Basically, the 4-hour candle is showing the fill of this imbalance, new weak open gap, and you can probably reach into this OB. So we might mark the whole down the whole series of down close candles, but let's use the body of this last one right here. So maybe it might be in reaching to some levels here, or even this big fair value gap before pushing up, before pushing high. So 1 hour. Hold your breath and count to 10, because this is the end. Feel the earth moving. Let the sky fall. Wait. So in the 15-minute, we can see it's trying to go bullish, but isn't this a trap? Isn't it a trap? Why? Because on the 1 hour, you can see that we are reacting off this fair value gap and trying to push a bit higher and higher and higher. Well, should we take a buy or should we take a sell? Because we might sell down to maybe this level of liquidity, then push higher. So since we're trying to see the possibility of having a market maker sell model, you might try to sell maybe until we reach the order block, the end of the order block right here. And the good thing about reaching here is that we would have swept the liquidity on this low, which means we might have now the energy to push back high. But let's see what it does, and then we will react. So we're just market observers. We just entered to the market without expecting to make anything. So let's see how it goes. Reaction off of this gap might give us a good entry in New York. How about we sell this and we target this low? Actually, they are relatively equal lows. Go to the 1 hour a bit. Sorry. Relatively equal lows. Boom. Liquidity. 15-minute. See, equal lows. Yep. So I think we can take a sell, man, and target these levels. So this is our PEL. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Should have entered right into this fair value gap, but you can enter late and maybe put the stop loss over this high. Okay, with my little experience, I've saw that no entry will always be perfect. Maybe sometimes, but rarely. Yeah. I'll go to R. Hold your breath and count to 10. Come on, drop. I think we're stopped out. Let's see. Before it pushes, we can see the day is about to. Oh, still in London. Okay, but let's see. time and price should deliver this by New York session. Whoops. I don't know why that sounded like an accident, but whoops, TP hit. And yeah, good trade. Maybe we'll have waited for retracement into this imbalance right here. And if you look well, you can notice standard deviation application. I mean, you can see this high, took out all these highs right here, and then this high, which did all that, also swept out these highs, which means we can apply standard deviation like this. Sorry. Hold your hand and count to 10. So you can see that we have the 2.5 level, which acted as resistance. Boom, reached resistance, pushed higher, and maybe it will push higher into this imbalance and then drop until it reaches this fourth level, because this is the last level that the standard deviation tells us. So let's play the price and see if it does as we would anticipate it to. So we've got this 4 hours, not bad. Let's play it. Okay, push to the upside. Whoa. Crazy massive move. Tuesday 30th May. Okay, no worries. This one ended before New York, so we're glad New York didn't find us in this trade. So I guess this was a nice one. So did I download the image? Let me check. Okay, I don't think I got it yet. Let me download it. Okay, so let's go back to our time frame and see. So this is the end, and it totally went on our observations. A sweep of this liquidity, reaction from this order block, and then push higher. So can we get a fair value gap retracement to enter from? Did we? Yep, we got one here. Massive move. So you gotta be you gotta train your eyes to see these fair value gaps, be able to execute at them quickly and move with the market. I mean, 5 minutes is not scalping, it's just for better entries. So we can see that this high is almost taken out, if not yet taken out. Let's play it. Okay, retracement. I guess I can buy in here. Buy the moment it touches this one, because when I go to 15 minutes, you can see retracement in here. So 5 minutes. Hold your breath and count 10. Stop loss below is low. We have relatively equal highs. Great point of liquidity, 15 minutes. And yeah, let me dream and make it 2. But this is not logical. We might, of course, we take partials of this level, but I don't know. I don't like taking trades with a risk to reward undertow. So how does this trade work out? I guess we'll never know. Maybe I should wait for the market to reach the deepest level of the fair value gap. I don't know. So let's see. This is the end. So you might form an all-time high if this trade passes. Hold your breath and a sweep, a shift, a fair value gap retest. Wait, Tropic price isn't in the entry model, so why is it there? Anyways, so the day is about to end. It wouldn't be a surprise if you would open under the stop loss or above the take profit. So let's wait and see. New day, no change. Looks like market wasn't volatile at all, but I really hate these kinds of trades. Really hate them. They test my patience. But we can see that we haven't broke this level yet. So maybe we can today. And 3. Yep. No need to reach 1. Good TP. But long trade. So let's see how long this one took. 21 hours. Crazy. Almost a day. Anyways, I guess that was all for today's trades and today's backtesting session live. So until we talk again, Lord willing, be safe and keep hustling, man. It's either you make it or make it.